Good morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo. You've tuned into the Mac City Morning Show. I am your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start today's show off the same way we start every show off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, so the fact that you're spending with us truly does mean the world to me. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
How's she cutting me, loves? You're listening to the Mac City Morning Show.
All right. Okay, we got a good one today. My favorite type of guests. I've never really met this lady before, so when I'm going to talk to her today, it's I'm meeting her for the first time, just like how you are. So on that note, I think you're all aware I don't introduce my guests because they can do a better job at that than myself. So on that note, can you please tell the people who you are and what you're about?
Hi, everyone. My name's Jennifer Ivany, and I own and operate and run the small local business N&N Boutique. So we make children's clothing, adult clothing, and accessories.
Cool. Okay, so N&N Boutique.
Yes.
Okay, how long have you been up and operational for?
So we're coming in on our third year.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so you actually can be found at the urban market here.
Yes. So in the summertime, I'm typically not there because I have 3 children and they're out of school. So it makes it difficult to get to the markets. But from September to about May, April, I'm usually there.
Okay.
Yeah, every weekend.
Okay, right on. And so then during the summertime, how can people get in contact with you then?
So we have Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram, and then email,
Yeah.
or just simple phone call or text. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
So lots of ways to get a hold of us. Generally, I say the best way is either to text or message the Facebook page because
Right.
with 3 kids, I don't always answer my phone. I'm
That's right.
pretty busy, but
Yeah.
yeah, either of those 2 ways.
Okay, so how did you get into this?
So N&N Boutique originally started for my daughters. My youngest, when she was about 2 or 3 years old, she really, really loved Moana. And I couldn't find anything anywhere for Moana.
Right.
So I had some friends on Facebook who sew and stuff, and I happened to see that they had fabric. And I said, "Where did you get that?" And they told me, bought some fabric, made her a sweater, and she said, "I want more."
Right.
And so it just kind of went like that. She went off to preschool one day in her outfits, and people started asking me, "Can you make some for my daughter or my son or my grandson?"
Right.
And so it slowly started like that. And at the time, being a stay-at-home mom, it also gave me something to do.
Right.
I started sewing younger with my mom, obviously, and
Okay.
learned a bit there. And when my kids got older and started asking, I decided to pick it back up again, and that's kind of where it started out.
Okay, cool. Now, in regards to your mom and growing up, we spoke a little bit before the show started. You didn't grow up here. You
No.
grew up somewhere else. Where'd you come from?
So I grew up in New Brunswick in
Okay.
a small town called Sackville. So it's very, very small. It's
Okay.
about a couple hours down from Fredericton,
Okay.
an hour and a half from Moncton.
Right,
So,
right, okay.
Yeah, it's the border town, one of the border towns between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia.
Right.
So we grew up in a farming community. We had
Yeah.
a farm. My parents worked really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
But mom always made stuff. Like she's sewn for a long time. Now
Right.
the stuff we sew now is a lot different from what it was back then. But
Yeah.
she actually made my flower girl dress for her brother's wedding.
Oh.
And it's actually really cute. I should have brought a picture, but I didn't. But it was really cute. And so, growing up, I would watch her sew things here and there, and she would, show me how to do it. And then once we moved to out here,
Yeah.
she didn't have time to do it, right?
That's right. That's
And I
right.
was a teenager. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when I had kids, I went back to her and I was like, "Mom, Natasha wants this," and
Mhm.
she's like, "Well, let's go find fabric." And
Right.
we originally started out shopping at Fabricland. We shopped a bit at Kathy's Fiber Arts here in town.
Okay.
And we made stuff, and then we just found more material online than we did in the shops.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, but growing up in New Brunswick, it's a lot different
Yeah.
than here.
Definitely. Change of pace.
Yeah.
I've had the pleasure of spending some time in New Brunswick, in Moncton and Fredericton and St. John's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's nice.
It's quiet.
quiet.
It's more like we love going down for vacations, and I always say to my husband, I'm like, I love going home for vacations because it's just more laid back and it's more slower pace. You can you can relax, right?
Yeah,
Compared to like a vacation in Fort McMurray still feels like you're working because it's
right.
like go 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 go
That's
go.
right.
So,
That's right.
yeah.
I was surprised when I went to Fredericton, the Francophone community down there. There's like a
Oh.
lot of
Yeah.
like you take it for granted in regards to like living here.
Yeah.
You don't hear it that often.
No.
And you assume like Quebec obviously is where
Yeah.
they speak the majority of it. But yeah, my time in New Brunswick, a lot of French.
There is. So in New Brunswick, it's actually mandatory to learn French.
Oh, really?
So it's the only bilingual province left, like
Okay.
that they mandatory teach you French throughout school.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I mean, there's tons of settlements up Fredericton Way and pretty much all over New Brunswick where it's specifically French-speaking people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you took French from kindergarten all the way to grade 12?
Yeah. So I didn't graduate down home.
Oh,
I
right.
actually
That's fair enough. You
graduated
came here
yeah.
for when you were a teenager.
So from kindergarten, well, I don't think kindergarten, probably like grade 1.
Yeah.
I think it starts
Okay.
right up to when we left. I left in going into grade 8. So
Okay.
I took it from that part. But
Okay.
typically down there, I believe, I don't know if it's changed now since
Yeah.
moving, but
Right.
when I was going to school, it was from grade 1 to right up to grade 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you retain any of that?
Very little.
Very little?
I could probably tell you about the weather and the days of the weeks and the months and my name and stuff. But,
Right.
to hold a fluent conversation
Yeah, it'd be a challenge.
would be a challenge, yeah,
Okay.
to say the least.
Yeah.
But-
So when you came up to Fort McMurray, you came up in grade 8. What schools did you attend?
So we actually lived in Ontario for a year. So between
Okay.
grade 8 and grade 9, we were in Ontario for a year. So I did grade 8 there. We came here my grade 9 year, and so I attended and graduated from Comp.
Composite High School.
Yeah.
Hey, Tanner. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, it's
that's-
changed a lot though.
Yeah, it's got a facelift.
Yeah, I went in during their grand opening, and I kind of did like a little walkthrough, and I was like, oh my God, this is nothing like when I went there. It's
Right,
changed
right.
so much.
The cool thing that Comp has is that multimedia space. I forget what it's called. We had Willie here. Do you know what that's? The district, I think, is what it's called.
I'm not sure the official name, but I
Oh,
know.
it's amazing. There's like a studio in there, like a radio station and a performing arts studio and recording studio in there.
I know they always had the radio station, like
Yeah.
even when I went there, but it was very small and it was like up in like the corner
Right,
of the school.
right.
And it
But-
had no part in the school.
No,
Like,
no,
you
it was.
You saw the radio station van in the parking lot. And
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it. Like I
Yeah.
knew it was there, but you never went to it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's cool. Comp has definitely changed and evolved over the years for sure.
Oh yeah, and I mean it was a much needed facelift, right? Because it's one of the older schools here, I believe, right?
Yeah, it is.
So
Yeah,
it's awesome, and it's great that they got it.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So now you mentioned you have 3 children.
3 kids, yeah.
Wow, what are the ages of these children you
So
got?
my son turns 11 this weekend.
Okay.
My middle is 9, and then my youngest turns 7 in August.
7, 9, and 11.
Yeah.
You got a busy house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're going into full swing of preteen everything with the older 2, so
Right.
it's interesting.
No doubt. Now you mentioned you started this up because of the Disney movie
Moana.
Moana.
Yeah.
Love that movie. I've seen it once or twice myself.
yeah.
Are your kids still into Disney movies at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
They watch all of them. They're getting into the more live action like now that they're older.
Okay.
We watched Mulan.
Oh,
the new
okay.
one that
Yeah.
came out, and they really enjoyed that. They see that Cruella is coming out.
That's
So
right.
they want to watch that one.
Right, with Emma Stone.
So yeah, Emma Stone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they definitely are into that kind of stuff.
Cool.
They're more into the live action now, but they still love like
Classics.
the classics.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter loves, my youngest loves Moana and Beauty and the Beast. So she's seen the original, and then she's seen the live action with, oh my goodness, what's her name? Hermione.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
You're on your own.
I can't remember her name.
I'm horrible with celebrity names. The fact that I threw out Emma Stone is beyond me. Like I was surprised with myself.
Anyway, she watched that one and
Yeah.
she loved it too.
Okay.
So, And that was another one we endeavored to do, is made her a Belle-inspired dress.
Oh,
Emma Watson.
cool.
There we go, Emma Watson. I couldn't remember her name. For the
Tanner
life of
killing
me.
it as per usual. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So they're still into the Disney
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're big in on my son now. He's big in on games. So, did you see the Among Us craze that went on just before Christmas?
No.
You have kids.
Yeah, my little guy's only 6.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Well,
Well, listen, he's very in tune to what's going on, but sometimes a lot of it just goes over my head.
yeah.
I'm an
so-
old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it, and my
Yeah.
kids found it. And so this Among Us, it's like these little floating. They look like blobs.
Astronauts.
Yeah, astronauts. Yeah.
Okay.
And they run around this ship, and they have to do tasks. And one of them's an imposter who kills them.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so everybody was wanting this, and my
Yeah.
kids were like, "You need to find this fabric." And I found it, and my God, I couldn't keep it. It was just gone.
That's awesome.
Every time. My kids still haven't gotten anything made out of it yet.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, "Are we gonna ever get anything?" I was like, "If I could keep
If you
it."
keep it, yeah. No, he's into what's that game? Minecraft.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Minecraft, and then there's another one. I forget what it's called. It has horrible graphics. You build like a world.
Roblox.
Roadblocks. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like I watch him play it and it's interesting enough, but
Yeah.
I just remember like when I started playing video games, my first video game was an Atari, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo and Sega Genesis, and
Yeah.
as these consoles were coming out, the graphics were getting better and better
Yeah.
and more realistic, and that's kind of what the push was.
Yeah.
So when he started playing this, I'm just like, what the heck? This is totally
Going back.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't totally understand it in regards to the graphics. The games are addictive. They're a
Yeah.
lot of fun to play. They're awesome, but the graphics are horrible.
It's something about like rewinding everything. Like
Yeah.
everything now, I find with kids' games and movies and something, they're always they're doing like a reboot.
Yeah,
almost,
that's right.
On these old games.
Yeah.
Mario has been around forever, and my kids still love
Yeah.
Mario. Like,
Yeah.
And I still have the old Game Boy.
Yeah, that's
with the
awesome.
Mario game, and I gave it to my kids. Of course, they couldn't figure out how to, like, it took them forever to figure out how to play it.
Right.
But they enjoyed it.
They
They're
enjoyed
like,
it once
wow,
got
this
it.
is awesome. And it's the old black and white. It's not
That's
even
right.
the colored
Nice.
one. It's the old one.
Nice.
And my kids are like, this is awesome. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. I was like, when I was a kid, I was like hoping for
Something
better,
more, yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well,
so-
with him, because he was into these games, I'm like, well, if you're into these, so I dusted off the Super Nintendo
Oh, yeah.
and N64, and we plugged them into like we have an old school big screen television in the
Yeah.
garage that you can still
plug everything
into
yeah.
the back, and we put those on, and he lost his mind. He
Yeah.
was just like, "This is the coolest."
Yeah.
Which for me, hey, I don't want to buy the new PS, whatever 5 or
Exactly.
2 or whatever it's called, or
Right.
the Xbox. So I'm happy going retro with him.
Oh,
So,
yeah, for sure. Me
yeah.
too. Like when the kids ask, I'm like, oh, yeah, we can play this. Sure, no problem.
That's it.
The only one that I found that didn't really go anywhere was GameCube. It's
Right.
Just like that
Yeah.
was it.
Do you
And
have a
it's done.
GameCube?
I used to.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know what happened to it, but
Yeah.
we had one growing up, and you had like they're like the tiny, tiny discs.
That's
and
right.
everything. And when I think back about like all how they've evolutioned, like,
Yeah.
all of them, I'm like GameCube never really
No,
went anywhere.
GameCube didn't take
it just
off.
stopped.
Sega had a new system that didn't work.
Yeah.
There's a few of those systems that.
The GameCube turned into the Wii.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
then like Sega, it was Dreamcast, I think was Sega.
Yep.
Yeah, it just didn't
The
work.
kids actually enjoy the Wii
Yeah.
over the GameCube because we had the GameCube for a while and they played it, but they enjoy the Wii.
Yeah,
The only thing they have a hard time with is actually getting the sensor to work.
that's right. That's right.
So they don't play it as much, which I think is a downfall.
Yeah.
of Wii's,
That's right. I have the Wii, but my little man, he'd rather go old school with the Super
Yeah.
Nintendo.
which I mean is so
Yeah,
much easier to
which-
use.
Oh, it's awesome. And I actually can play the game, so that's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
On that note, though, I know we're ticking along for time. Don't want to hijack Tanner's segment called the Mac City Minute.
Okay.
So Tanner's going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Best of luck. I have no idea what he's going to hit you with. So, Tanner, hit her with the Mac City Minute.
Question number 1. What is your favorite piece of clothing to make?
Oh, that's a hard one. My favorite piece would probably be dresses. They're like just fun. My most requested hoodies, so I can make them in my sleep.
Question number 2. What is one thing people would be shocked you can make?
I think people are pretty shocked about everything I can make, but I mean the biggest thing is Nintendo console packs. I just started making them. So they're like bags for your Nintendo Switch. You can put them in, have slots for all your little games. Yeah.
Cool.
Question number 3. What is your favorite part of raising kids in Fort McMurray?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's hard. I mean, Fort McMurray's just become home. I love the community. I love the schooling. And I love how my kids actually have my high school English teacher as their principal.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's awesome.
Question number 4. What is your favorite classic movie to watch with your kids?
Oh, has to be Beauty and the Beast. Has to be.
And your final question. What is your favorite request you've gotten?
Clothing wise, I've got a lot of like just anything Disney, anything to recreate anything that requires Disney. I've got so many interesting requests, but anything that incorporates Disney is great.
And those have been your 5 questions.
There we go. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Be our guest.
Yes, it's got to be the best movie to watch with the kids. They all enjoy it.
The cartoon.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't
original.
watched the new one with the live act. Is it good? Is it
It's
close?
good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's pretty much the same movie.
Yeah.
Just live action.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few things they take out. So like, the fight between Gaston and the Beast isn't as
Graphic?
yeah as it would have been when in the animated version.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then, but I mean, generally everything else is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I just found that was the biggest difference.
The biggest one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw The Lion King, the live action. That was good. That was very close to the original. Same with Aladdin, was close but different.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I am not going to say which one was better or worse. There was a clip actually. We were talking about who was better, Robin Williams or Will Smith as the genie. But these live actions that they're doing, they're pretty
good.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. So we watched
Robin
Aladdin. We watched Aladdin too, and he did a good job. Like everybody was worried that Will Smith wouldn't do as well as Robin Williams.
Yeah, of
but
course.
I think he honored him very well.
Yeah.
I think he did the genie justice.
Yeah, I agree. Like
Yeah.
I was very skeptical.
Honoring and living up to are two different things.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad because Robin Williams was unbelievable, but I love Will Smith.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh no, am I going to like Will Smith less because of this? And his recreation was good. He didn't try to imitate.
No.
So he did his own thing, went in a different lane. So he did a good job.
Yeah.
He did a good job. You never know.
Yeah, and I find like if actors are trying to like recreate, it's not as good as when they just take it over on their own.
Like an adult movie we'll talk about for a second. Very different genre, but like Batman.
Yeah.
When I found out Heath Ledger was playing the Joker, I was just like, oh man, I felt bad for him because Jack Nicholson just like rocked that role originally.
He's just,
and so
you know.
Heath took it over and did such a good job.
Yeah.
But different, completely different.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
different characters. So, all right, well, that's it.
Awesome.
Come to the end of our time. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Really do appreciate it.
Yes.
Please feel free to come back as many times as you want. We only scratch the surface of like who you are and what your business is about. So anytime you want to come back, please feel free. You know where we are now.
Yeah.
So just give us a shout. But before I let you go, shameless plug. Please tell everybody at home one more time who you are, what your business is about, and how they can get in contact with you.
Okay. So I'm Jennifer Ivany. I run N&N Boutique here in Fort McMurray, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, email, phone calls, and we make children's clothes, adult clothes, and accessories. And you can also catch us at the Urban Market from September to about May.
There we go. Awesome. All right. Well, on that note, Fort McMurray, and Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world, that is the end of today's episode of the Mac City Morning Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. And I hope you're having a nice day. Peace.
I said this. That's another Mac City Morning Show done.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.